Rise and shine, campers, and don't forget your booties, because it's cold out there today. It's cold out there every day. One of the best sequences from one of my favorite videos of all time, Groundhog's Day. Welcome back to the Business Video Marketing Summit. My name is Owen with Videospot. I'm here today with a very, very talented, very special guest. This is a gentleman who I have been just geeking out on and taken voracious notes. I literally was cleaning my garage and took my laptop out to my garage, and I was doing the Chromecast so that I could watch it in the garage, and then if I had to go into the house, it would still be playing on my TV so that I wouldn't miss a second of his training. Beginning YouTube training, advanced YouTube training, Google Plus training. This gentleman is a YouTube professional. I don't want to use the term guru or wizard or any of those weirdo terms. This is a guy that knows how to make money online. He knows how to make money for his clients. He knows how to turn videos into subscribers and views and hits and monetize and all those amazing things. He's YouTube certified in audience growth. And I think anything more I say about him would just make me look like a Justin Bieber fan. So I'm going to have him introduce himself a little bit more. I want to introduce you guys to Derral Eves. Derral, are you on the show with me today?
I am. Thank you, Owen, so much. And I want to personally thank you for increasing my watch time by better ranking. I need people like you to go and just watch it continuously, because that's like one of the main factors that YouTube actually looks at when they're actually ranking a video. So, and it's given me a lot of love. So thank you so much.
I'm a team player.
Yeah. So
tell us a little bit about who you are. Tell us about your background, because you got a fascinating story.
Okay, sure. So basically, I'm a geek. I've been a geek for a very, very long time. I think I was born as a geek. And I love to try to figure things out. I've been just fascinated over the course of my life with technology, and I've been really involved with online marketing since 1999 in one facet or another, and I did a lot of great things with that, with doing some ranking websites and converting that traffic into dollars and kind of going from there. But honestly, I really found my love and my passion come 2006. I saw this Craigslist post that said, hey, get a free iPod, and I was one of those great guys that clicked on that post and went over to this place called YouTube, of all places.
Yeah.
And so I was on there, and they said, hey, invite your friends, and if you invite so many friends, you get a free iPod.
No
and
kidding.
That's what I did, and I actually was one of the early adopters of YouTube. And just kind of fell in love with the platform. I thought it was going to be great. That I just kind of had a feeling that video and mobile would be kind of merging together in the near future, and we're starting to see the effects of that right now.
Oh yeah.
And I was super excited to get involved with that. So I kind of jumped on board, and at that time I was doing a lot of local search engine optimization for my clients, and I started to utilize video to help them actually get their message out and to be found.
Yeah.
And in 2007, I started to rank some major videos for my local clients on Google and get them the placement that they need. And do you know what's amazing, Owen? This is still crazy. I'm still blown away. Is I was just checking the other day, and I have clients right now that still have that video on the first page.
That's awesome.
The #1 spot, and it hasn't moved since we put it up there in 2007.
Wow. The same video?
The exact same video, yeah. So first off, I'm glad it was a good video, because
what about on that note about search engine optimization? What about a video that doesn't rank #1 but it ranks number 3, 4, 5, or 6? Does a video have a better chance of being clicked simply because it's more engaging, or is that just kind of SEO mythology?
Okay, so that's a great question. A lot of people have that same question, and so my answer to that is very direct. Okay, the best way to do that is to click on a page that has a video in the search results, close your eyes, and then open them right up, and guaranteed your eyes drawn right into that thumbnail that's in the search result. Yeah. And you have a 75% higher chance to actually have someone click on it than any other result that's there because of that thumbnail. Thank you, Google, for that, because that's helped me get a ton of views for myself and my clients. So,
is it harder to rank a video than it is to rank like a standard web page or landing page?
I found that ranking video has its challenges, and ranking landing pages has its challenges. However, the thing that you want to understand is Google actually owns YouTube. Yeah. And gives it certain love, and it always has, and I have a sneaking suspicion it'll always be that way.
Sure.
There'll be people that'll try to abuse it and to cheat the system, and realistically, you don't have to do that. You can get great love by just doing a very simple thing that I tell all my clients. You got to give Google and YouTube what they want, and when you do that, you rank right there at the top of the search engines every time.
Well, I'm glad you said that, because I want to kind of dig into some of that stuff, because you've got such a wealth of knowledge there. And the thing with the thumbnails is really interesting because of the Google Plus factor as well, showing the little avatars up there, which are also pretty engaging.
The authorship is really, really important. And doing that rich text snippets is huge in the search engine because it really draws the eye in. Yeah. And there's a lot of advantages to setting everything up correctly in Google that will help you along the board. When you're posting videos, you're doing a G+ post, or you're posting on your website, that it pulls it all together in the Googleverse, which is pulling it together in that G+. I mean, that's hugely important, and it's going to make a bigger difference. And here's what I want to tell everybody right now: if you're not on G+, get on it now. Yeah. Because if not, you're going to be left behind. And if you're not using it, use it now, because the way that it's going with all these updates with Penguin in particular is they're moving over to an algorithm. It's called social search. So when you're connected to people on G+, or your business is connected on G+, guess what? Those search results will be personalized just for you, and those that actually have a greater depth and greater expanse with connections are going to win every single time. That's the new SEO. I'm here to tell you right now.
Yeah. You talk a lot. You're not just a YouTube expert. You're not just an online marketing expert. You are a Google Plus expert as well. And I've got to go ahead.
Well, I would consider myself as just a marketing expert, but Google Plus, YouTube's just a mechanism to get the information out. But yeah.
Yeah, and I think that's an important factor, because there's so many gurus and wizards out there doing webinars and ebooks and things like that that are all very niche specific. I'm the best at Facebook marketing, and I'm the best at this type of marketing and that sort of thing. So it's neat that you kind of say, look, a well-rounded marketing professional kind of knows it all, and that's kind of where you're coming from. And you've come a long way. I mean, you went from 0 subscribers to over 300,000 subscribers in less than a year. Is that correct?
Oh, I wish it was 300,000 subscribers personally.
Oh, did I read it? Is it 30,000?
It was 30,000 subscribers. Yeah, in less than 11 months. Yeah, that's correct.
For most of us out there, it's the same number. It's more than 300. Which I see it's kind of this huge number to a lot of us just kind of getting started. So how did you do that?
Well, first of all, my background's a little bit differently than the other people out there having, these YouTube channels that they're trying to promote. Since 2006, I've been, using video and helping individuals be found using video, and I kind of had a jump start in that aspect, and I was able to help generate hundreds of millions of video views for my clients. And I think we're pushing about 12 million subscribers right now across the board that we've helped generate. And it's been just amazing. So I've kind of been in the background doing my geek stuff, haven't been in the foreground, but developing these marketing strategies, viral tactics to get those videos found, viewed, and most importantly, shared. And as we were doing that, I had all these people, Owen, that would ask me, well, how do you do this? And I literally got sick of the questions. Yeah. And so I decided to start my own channel, and I actually created a plan where I was actually going to map it out just like treating myself as a client, where I actually had a marketing plan, and I knew exactly what I need to do. I did a lot of research. And, during the 11 months, my goal was to get 10,000 subscribers and to get over 2 million views. and I crushed that. I was able to get over 30,000 subscribers and 6.2 million views.
Wow.
And it's been great. It's starting to snowball now, and I'm starting to see a constant rate of increase. However, you're right. I came out of nowhere. In less than 11 months, I came out of nowhere and became the dominant figure here when it comes to YouTube and YouTube video marketing.
Yeah, and there's a lot of the other experts, there's no doubt. The other experts on this show, they all know your name, they all know who you are. In the Facebook group, there wasn't the same amount of name recognition, and I want to really stress to the group, who you are and the importance of your channel, because you really hold nothing back on your training. And believe me, I watched like 8 hours of it this weekend. And so there's a lot there. Now, when you launched your YouTube channel, you say you planned some stuff out, you had a strategy. So I want to talk about that. What are the most important steps in launching a YouTube channel?
Well, the most important steps to launching a YouTube channel is all the recon work that you do before you even launch it. Now, the biggest mistakes that most people have is they'll shoot a video and put it up on YouTube, and they're like, okay, I'm just waiting for my subscribers to come and waiting for my views to come.
Yeah.
And the reality is they're banging their head against the wall and realizing that it's not going to happen.
No doubt. Yeah.
Now, some of them might luck out. I'll give you that. They might luck out, get a couple thousand views, and they can't replicate it, and they can't figure out why, and they get really frustrated. So for me, going into this, I knew basically what I tell my clients when they actually pay me to do consulting, and I developed a plan. And so basically the first thing that I did in recon work is I tried to figure out who I actually wanted to have as my target audience, or your avatar, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah.
I like to call it target audience, because then there's multiple things that you can do within that. And I tried to figure out who they were, and I tried to identify it. And my definition of my target audience is a little bit differently than the other video marketers that are out there, because I kind of want to go above and beyond just those that want to make money online. I truly want to help people get their content, their word out there. So. Yeah. Once I did that, once I was able to identify that, I tried to figure out where they actually congregated online, outside of YouTube. Now, this is a very important thing, because if you're just only wanting to be discovered on YouTube, that's great. There's a lot of competition, and it's kind of like the chicken and egg before that happens, because if you don't get the watch time, i.e. views, and the social interaction, you're not going to be found. And so what I did is I strategically looked for places that I could actually post my video and engage with people to get the video views that was from there. And ultimately, just in a short amount of time, I was able to get a following, which led to be people that were subscribers, but more importantly, people that were on my email list that I could actually communicate with outside of YouTube.
Right.
Now, also, once I did that research and I found those communities, then I figured out what type of videos I was going to make, and I strategically did. The first 6 months, I strategically knew exactly what videos I was going to do to appeal to what segment of the market, my target audience that I was going after. And once I was able to do that, it was kind of this little snowball thing, because ultimately what people don't understand, they just kind of throw up content, they don't really give it much thought.
Yeah.
They don't really try to engage with people in the community, and so that video, even though that they're a so-called expert or guru, that video just does nothing. They have no subscribers, they have no views, because they don't understand the concept behind what I'm teaching here.
Right. You just described the first year of my business, by the way, so that was fantastic. Maybe you are a guru or a wizard.
Well, I don't know about that.
I'm kidding around. But okay, you said some interesting things there. You did 6 months of videos up front?
No. I did the prep work of what videos I was actually launching.
Okay.
And let me tell you a little strategy too, because this is an important one. I did 4 videos to my channel. So it's a brand new channel. I mean, yeah, I had it since 2006, but I never had any video on it.
Okay.
But I uploaded 4 videos That came out the same day, and then the week following, I released my first video that I was really marketing towards, and I marketed those 5 videos out there. And what that did is people came and they saw my channel, like, man, I like this. There's 6 videos that I really like. Guess what? Subscribe. I was like, yay! You know, and that's the process. And if you go with one video, then nobody's going to subscribe just because you have one good video. You need to have a collection of things. Yeah.
And how do you come up with? Well, before I go into that, you said you were looking for places to post to drive traffic from outside of YouTube. Are you talking about forums, Facebook, blog comments? What are we talking about there?
Well, okay. So the first thing is my background. Okay, if you go to Google and type in how to get more views on YouTube, you're going to see my video show up there. That's a very important place because, you know, people use that to get information. That's a very relevant source of getting traffic. And once that was happening, I was getting a lot of, you know, interaction and so on. But I also found forums. I found Facebook groups. I found Google communities that I was able to put that information in. I also found individuals that wanted information on their blog. Yeah. And they would do an interview and embed that video for me as well. And you know, I got a lot of exposure really quick.
Yeah, and those are. I mean, I've been doing the same thing for the last couple days, engaging in Google Plus communities, in your Digital Underground, and some other communities, and the engagement is awesome. I mean, it's not like I'm blowing through the roof, but I'm making new friends. People are adding me to circles. Google Plus is like now my favorite. I was talking with Ron Nash about LinkedIn and how everyone goes to Facebook first thing in the morning. Now I'm going to Google Plus first thing in the morning. So there's a lot of value in those communities there. What are some of the different ways that you can monetize your video to make a living out of video marketing?
Well, I need to dispel some rumors on that because a lot of people they just basically think, oh, I'm going to put ads on my video. And Owen, I'll be honest with you, I did not monetize my videos at all for my own channel because I didn't want it to affect my watch time and also the people that are actually going to subscribe to my channel because, you know, who knows what message actually comes up before mine. Right. Now, since then, I need to put this disclaimer out. I've only monetized 3 of my 108 videos that I have on my channel, and the reason why I did that is because I'm to a point where I don't even care, you know, on that specific video. And I actually, it's a really dumb rule, but I have a rule that has to have so many views, so much interaction before it, because people would be more.
Before you put the ads on it?
What's that? Before I put ads on it.
Ads on it? Okay.
Yeah. And even though that I'm losing, you know, some money out, I just got to dispel a rumor here because this slide right here is for one of my clients. Yeah. And it shows how many video views that they were able to do in a short of time. It was 18 months, and they had 195 million views. Okay, and their watch time was just about pretty close to that as well, 190 million, and they earned $208,000. Okay, and I mean they're
from ads,
just running ads, running ads right there. And so I mean you have to look at it, and you can kind of subtract back of what what that would actually be for you and your channel. To make some money seriously on YouTube, I mean, you'd have to minimally make get 1 million views a month, and that's only going to probably equate to about $1,500 a month. Okay. If not, just to maybe a little bit more, depending on your CPM. So, but realistically, you have to look at multiple ways to get money through your video. And here's the great thing about it is that's what I specialize in, is how to actually get that video found and then monetize that view to actually convert into dollars. And that's what people pay me to do consulting, is to show them how to do that.
So you're talking about like creating funnels and things like that?
Yeah, funnels, and you could do it for you could do it for mom and pop shops. You know, I have clients that are optometrists, attorneys, dentists, whatever. You can actually set up a funnel where it gets the phone to ring and gets them actual clients. However, you need to make sure you formulate that video so that it has a strong CTA, call to action, that leads them to do what you're wanting it to do, that they're like, oh yeah, I got to do this.
Yeah.
And that does take a little bit of time of development and knowing the set structures.
Yeah.
And you actually spent a lot of time on my channel. Can I ask you a very pointed question?
Yeah.
Did you see any differences between my training tutorials? Did they have, I mean, they're kind of the same format, weren't they? Same
yeah,
music,
I mean, you're definitely systematic. You have a brand online, and I felt like, you know, yours was content. You were training me, and I really didn't feel like, you know, call me for a consultation or anything like that.
Yeah, and look, the whole thing about it is it's segmented out. Like all my videos are segmented out, and it works because you know, I've already done the preliminary research of what type of video that would resonate with my target audience.
Yeah.
And to be honest with you, you're my target audience, and it resonated with you that you actually dug in and watched 8 hours of content back to back of my stuff. And I even have some crazy training on there. I haven't posted a lot of long training. I usually do some very intense training that's like 2 hours long.
Yeah.
And I found that some of my target audience, that they don't want it. They only want the quick snippet, you know, 3 to 8 minute videos. So.
Well, and I think that's kind of the problem in the industry is that, you know, there's a lot of video marketers and digital marketers that are in this summit, that are watching the summit, and as an industry, I think that we like to get quick snippets, and I'm guilty of this myself, where we get a quick snippet and then we go sell it to our clients, or we add value to our next consultation meeting. And I have to, you know, kind of qualify that time that I spent on your site last weekend, because I was also on your website. I opted in. I got you know, there was like a 30-minute webinar. I think there was another 90-minute training that I watched. So there was a lot of content, and for example, I was blown away about what happened to your leg. You know, in New York.
You're on that training then, huh? That was yeah.
You know, so you talk about that training. You even showed your leg. And I'm with my kids, and we both kind of go, oh, you know, when we saw the picture of after you'd fallen, and so there was a lot of content.
Just to clarify it for everybody on here, I got called back to go to the YouTube certification. You have to be nominated by a vice president, and Tom Pickett nominated me. Thanks, Tom. He's the VP of Global Operations for YouTube. And I went back to New York, and I was right by Times Square, because their New York office is not too far from Times Square. And I literally tweaked my ankle, and I'll have to show you pictures another time, but tweaked my ankle just the night before my 4-day intense training, and I didn't get any sleep. And there's like a mega test, like at the end. Like, there's only a few people that actually passed the test to become YouTube certified, and I was freaking out because I was totally in pain. I couldn't sleep. It was very awkward.
Oh,
you saw my ankle, man. It was huge.
Oh, yeah, and then you said nobody stopped to help you out.
Yeah. It was like, welcome to New York, buddy.
It's a little bit different from where you live, you know. And I was going to ask you, you know, if you first actually saw that ad on Craigslist, or was it KSL? Because
it was actually Craigslist. KSL wasn't up and going at that time.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Because you live in a beautiful neighborhood. You know, you're here. You are from southern Utah, and now what are we looking at here?
Here's my backyard right here. This is my backyard.
That's just absolutely incredible.
So this is just Zion National Park. If you know where that is.
And then you're in New York. You're one of a small group of people to pass the test, and you're creating all this content. What is it about YouTube marketing and video marketing? And I kind of know what you're going to say here, but I want to hear it from you. What is it about YouTube marketing and video marketing that is not being done by other professionals?
I don't think we have enough time to actually cover all the things that's not being done. The whole thing about it is usually video marketers has something in their head of, okay, this is what people like. And they don't actually figure out what they actually like. And I deal with a lot of clients that work with videos that are going to go viral, and they do go viral. I mean, some of them get 3 million, 4 million views in just a few hours, you know, and they're able to go up from that. They truly understand their target audience, and they know what they want. and sometimes they don't do enough research. They just run and gun, throw content out, and hope it sticks. And I'll be honest with you, I think if all marketers would just take a little bit more time doing what I call recon, doing some good in-depth marketing plan of what you're actually going to do and how it's going to be engaged. And sometimes you're going to fall flat, but you'll basically look at your analytics, you'll adjust the things that you need to do, and you'll start again. And that's what good marketers will do all the time. They'll just see what's going on, adjust it, and make something better. And usually, they just throw up a video, they throw up a channel, say, oh, I'm going to get subscribers because I have, an email list of 100,000 people, but yet they don't know how to convert that 100,000 into actual subscribers on YouTube.
Yeah, it's a hard thing. And how do you convert a subscriber? Like, what's the is there a one-size-fits-all formula for that?
Let me go through what I did for one of my clients, because this is something that I'm going to give a more in-depth training. We just don't have enough time. I need about an hour and a half really to give you this training. This is something that we did. Oh man, it's been like 2 years ago, and I've kind of built upon this little strategy. And those that actually follow me, they know exactly what this is, because I do practice what I preach.
Yeah.
So the first thing is you have a YouTube video. Okay, and my client had a really, really good video. This video was so fantastic. It really resonated with their ideal target audience. And basically, what we needed to do is to actually create what I call a virtual snowball, and really have it start building upon itself. Okay. So they had this great video. Well, the first thing that we did is had a strong call to action.
Yeah.
This client, actually, they were musicians. They have, I think, 2.7 million subscribers now.
Are you allowed to say who they are?
The piano guys. The piano guys.
Amazing channel. Love that channel.
Yeah. So anyway, this strategy, they were still in the 80 to 100,000 subscribers when we hit this strategy, and so they had some great video, good content. One of their the artist that's on there just resonated with the crowd and had a strong call to action. The strong call to action says, hey, if you want this free MP3 of the song that you just heard, go ahead and click this link. Okay, it went to a Facebook fan gate. And it basically had another video come up, and it says, hey guys, we're trying to really share and get our music out to the world. Would you please share this video and put it on Twitter, subscribe to us on YouTube. We had all the appropriate links there. And for them to actually get the free MP3, they actually had to like us on Facebook. Okay. Yeah. And they had a strong call to action again. So we actually took them through the process. Says, hey, you know what? For you to get this MP3, you don't have to do this, but we would really like you to do it. And people did. And they got Facebook shares, retweets, and they also got YouTube subscribers, right? Then this is the cool part, and trust me, this is the old version. This is like the 1.0 version. The training that I'm going to give out for free today is the 2.0 version, and it just freaking rocks because there's new technology that you're able to do.
Oh, I'm so excited.
But anyway, they have the call to action that would actually take them to a shopping cart page, which they could check out and get that free MP3 for $0. And what that did, it gave us some very, very pertinent information because we needed to put subscribers, and we wanted their name, address, and email address, and even phone number if we could grab it. And we definitely did that. We also added them to an autoresponder. Once they checked out of the page, it posted, since they used Facebook Connect,
wow.
It posted to the wall of that individual that says, oh, I just got a free MP3 of the piano guys, blah, blah, blah. They were able to click that link, Owen, and guess what happened? That link took them right back to the video.
Yes.
And went down through that whole process. Now, let me tell you, that tactic still works. However, I've amplified it by about 2,000% because there's a lot of new technologies you can do now and a lot more that you can have fun at it. but in less than 2 hours, Facebook actually shut us down because they thought that we were a robot that was creating all the Facebook likes, because we had over 60,000 individuals, 60,000 plus individuals that actually went through that process. We got it restored. We had everybody kind of put in the help desk, and now because of that, I actually have a personal phone number of someone that works at Facebook.
That's awesome.
So it works out great. But the reality is we were able to get at least 60,000 views, and it converted those views into social signals going out, more people going in, and we were able to do that in about 2 hours. And the great thing about it was the response was so amazing. And in that first day, we had over 1.5 million views through that method. So
it's getting. I mean, I have so many questions on that in terms of digging in deeper. 1.5 million views is huge, and especially getting it on the first day the video comes out. Is that important as well? I've heard that.
Yeah, it's so important when you launch. You have a small window. At the time that we actually did that, it didn't make as big of a difference as it does now, because the algorithm has changed.
Sure.
And it's more intense because it dealt with the meta information on the video and then also the views, but it didn't really had anything to do with watch time, which now YouTube gets a point where it does the evaluation of the video, and then it just chucks all your meta information. It never looks at it again, and it never uses it for ranking until you do a couple of tweaks, and that's another call. That's more in-depth, advanced training. So
okay, so when you come to that autoresponder, how many autoresponders did you have set up initially, so that they're, because I assume that there's they get 4 emails and then they're on a monthly newsletter or
yeah, no, all we did is send out 1 email.
Oh, that's it.
That's all we did for that autoresponder, but then it put them on our newsletter list.
Yeah.
So when we actually did another video, we sent an email out to all our list, and they were able to see that, and the big bulk of them would actually click through the email to go to the video, because honestly, the way that YouTube has it set up, people block out their email. I block out my email. My email box would be completely full of just YouTube stuff. And so what we did is we wanted to have that information so that we could actually communicate with them and convert them to be excuse me, convert them from being a viewer into a loyal subscriber and a follower, someone that's just really engaged.
Now, what is a viewer? How do you define a viewer? Is it over 8 seconds? Is it a minute and a half? I mean, at what point do they become a viewer?
That's really debatable. It really depends on the length of your video.
Okay.
A viewer the way I would consider that would be 10% to 15% of your video. That would actually be considered a video view. Or if the video is a lot longer, it could just be just a 30 seconds, 20 seconds, somewhere around there. And you'd have that bounce rate going off that would affect you as well.
Yeah.
And so it's really important that you actually formulate your videos so that it really sucks them in and catches them in the first few seconds, because you want that to have them watch that specific content. So
do you participate in the formulation of the videos? Do you help develop the content?
For my clients, sometimes. With the musicians, never. The musicians that I have. Well, I take that back. I do have a couple musicians that I do this for, but realistically, they come up with the video. They actually have that specific element taken care of.
Yeah.
All I'm doing is the online exposure and marketing plans, and then figuring out a funnel way to generate more views. Yeah. And ultimately, our main goal always is to get more shares. So. Yeah,
and the reason I asked that question is because these are highly engaging videos. What was it, Cello Wars?
Yeah.
And then there's one, they did one on Frozen that I think is really popular. I'm actually
last one they did, yeah.
Yeah, I'm actually using that as a placeholder right now for my clients, just to lighten their day, and it's better than a standard your video goes to your placeholder.
Right.
But these are really engaging, really fun videos, so it's easy to get through the end. What about the water heater? salesman or the plumber, the painter? You know, what are some ideas or some ways to get them? Should those be shorter form videos? Should they be
so no, that's a great question, and that's a question that I'm asked a lot.
Yeah.
You got to realize when I started videos, I did it for the local guys, and of course that's going to be more difficult to get a video to, you know, you're not going to get a video to go viral. I did have one client that went local viral. You know, he got over 300,000 views of everybody in locally, and it's for a furniture store. But what you have to do is go through the process and really evaluate what your end objective is.
Yeah.
Okay? And when you understand that end objective, then it's really easy. And you have to take this into consideration. So if you have a notebook, write this down. This is very, very important. It's very important. Okay, people actually watch videos and search on YouTube for 3 reasons. Okay.
And you froze up for a little bit there. It's so funny. It was so dramatic, so climactic, and I'm waiting to get back to it. I can't wait to hear what you have to say here.
And
hey, hang on, I need to go back. You froze for a second, so I just switched the camera over to me. I lost you right at people watch videos for 3 reasons, and then you froze. So start from the beginning, please.
Okay, that's my secret. You know, I wanted to keep that, and I wanted to freeze, so you wouldn't be able to see that, right?
That was on the edge of our seats.
Okay, so for 3 reasons. Okay, and this is when they're actually going through the search portion of it.
Okay.
There's other reasons if they're actually going to watch it if someone actually shares it with them, okay? But if they're actually going to search, if they're going on Google, they're going on YouTube and typing something in, they're either looking to be entertained, they're either looking for information, or they're looking for information to be entertained, or entertaining information.
Like
those are the 3 types, and realistically, when you're doing
what now?
we just got cut out.
That was killer. That was killer.
All right.
So entertainment, info, and infotainment.
Yeah, and when you're doing this for clients, it all comes back down to a key thing: is what are people wanting to find out when they're typing that in? And so they might have an issue. So, like for an example, they might type in the specific question that they're looking for into the search, and they'll find localized results for that. So, you know, just to give you an example, if someone's doing, you know, getting ready to do a bankruptcy, you know, they might want to find it out, and if that video shows up in the search results, they're going to click on that video, and if it addresses their concerns that they have, because the people that are looking for that, they have certain concerns. Others, they might be looking for, you know, get their air repair done, you know, because their AC's out. And realistically, you can just grab their attention in the few seconds that you have and do a short form video of helping them say, hey, we know you have this problem. We're here to be the solution for you.
Yeah.
Here's what you can do. And when you do it in that form and you have that strong call to action, you need to do it. And here's the biggest mistake that I found. These video marketers, and I put that in quotes, air quotes, for a reason, because what they do is they say, oh, we want to opt in, we want to get an email. Well, why would I want to opt in to just get a hold of a guy to fix my air conditioning unit?
Right.
You know, and there's other ways to track that, guys. There's the technologies here with call tracking. There's also other technologies with pixels and other things that we haven't really talked about yet. There's a ton of things that you're able to do and scrape, you know, on that specific client. What you need to do is get that client to take action, and the action that I'm going to take, if my air conditioning's out, I'm looking for a 24-hour emergency, you know, air repair guy. I'm definitely going to pick up the phone and call. I don't want to necessarily go through a sales funnel to give you all my information. I just
want to opt into an ebook necessarily.
Exactly, and I see that honestly when I pick up new clients. I see that time and time again. I'm like, they weren't thinking at the end, the finish line of what you're trying to do with that traffic.
Yeah.
What we're trying to do is convert that traffic. I understand it's really good intentions that you have to actually set them up, but ultimately, you know what? You don't do that every time. And I don't know if when you went on my website, I'm very specific of what opt-ins come on what pages.
Yeah.
And that they're displayed a certain way. I know that you opted into 3 that I was notified.
You know, it's so funny. I took the bet that you had so many you wouldn't even know that I was opting in, but I was always geeking out on your content. I'm telling you.
Yeah, well, no, the thing about it too is I get anywhere between 100 to 180 in a day.
Yeah.
But I marked your email address where we worked. I have systems in place where I marked it.
Right on.
It sends it into a specific folder.
Right on.
And, you know, it's just one of those geeky things that I do. So.
And I think it's awesome. I think it's awesome because, you know, this goes back to, you know, kind of that guru wizardry stuff. And you know, you had said something when we spoke a couple days ago about video marketing versus promoting with video and all these different things that you do and considering the end in mind, because there's all these one-trick ponies, right, that are all these niche-specific, I'm running a sponsored ad on Facebook for this type of thing. And you're more well-rounded than that. You're saying sometimes it's an ebook, sometimes it's a webinar, sometimes it's call me right now today. And you kind of have to know not just the clients and how they convert, but also the context that they're in. I mean, how do you kind of determine what the opt-in is? Is there a process, a system for it, or is that just kind of
yeah, it all goes back down to your recon. You got to figure out who the ideal client is or the ideal target audience is, and you need to figure out what their pain points are. You have to figure out also, you know, what's going to be, you know, the offer that will get them to convert, you know. So now, and I think that's the crucial thing is once you figure those things out, then you just kind of fine tune and tweak as you know what they're doing, and you might, you know, change your funnel a little bit or whatever. But something resonates, and what you want to do is collect information. And there's tons of ways to collect information, just not an email. Email is actually, I find, a very archaic way of collecting information. There's other ways that you can actually do it. However, it does have its valid reasons of why to do it.
Sure.
But you know what? You know, it's to have a successful email go out. Sometimes it's not as effective as other methods that are now that we can use now. So.
Yeah, and that's about where finding out where they congregate. You know what I mean? I don't congregate around my email. I opt into a lot because I'm learning and I want to see what other people are doing and I want to compare myself to them and stuff like that. But that's recon. You know, I'm not like I'm not like hoping, oh, you know, what did such and such marketer send me today? You know what I mean? I don't gather around that. Where I congregate in communities. So that's my Facebook.
Exactly. And then it really comes back down to, even on a local level, there's ways to engage and interact. And let me tell you about one of my, I love this video. It's 2007. I had a client that wanted a specific video to get more sales into their furniture store.
Yeah.
And it was the dumbest video in the world. It really was. It was literally the dumbest video in the world, where he basically, I go, Steve, if I ask you to do something, will you do it? Because, you know, you're paying me money to do this. He says, I'll do anything that you said. Okay. And all we did is I got my brother to come in and do some video stuff, and then I was just do more of the marketing of how we're actually going to target and so on. But he just looked into the camera and he says, our prices are so low, it makes you want to dance. And he starts to do this dance, you know what I'm saying? We do it, and it was so hilarious. And, you know, he's a heavier guy like me, right? And it was so hilarious. It was so engaging, and we put it up there. And I went back the week later. We had about 30,000 views at the time, which was fantastic for a local area. And he goes, dude, Derral, this was the most amazing marketing I've ever seen.
Wow.
And I says, well, why is that? He goes, I sold more couches off of this, and we didn't even talk about couches, you know. They got people to come in, and they go, oh, yeah, Steve, that was funny. I know who you are. And they actually came into the furniture store.
Yeah.
Here's the funny thing about it. And we strategically would do it, and his wife would actually send it out on his birthday, you know, and they'd get all this hoopla on Facebook and all the other places that's there. And it would create a local viral, you know, that really helped them sell furniture. And they were sold after that. It was really easy to do anything with them. Say, hey, let's try this. And mind you, I'll be honest with you. I love that client, and I'll tell you why I love that client is because they were the first one to come on board to do internet marketing with me back in 1999.
That's awesome.
To get the search engine optimization for them in 1999. And the thing about it that I just really they were still on dial-up. Okay, that's the type of client that we had, and it was great, you know. And kudos to them; they were always looking to do the next great thing, you know.
Yeah, and you know, I would think being where you are, you've really got to get out there. You've got to have this massive reach because I've been through your town. Essentially, there's, you know, it's a localized community, so you've got to be of real value to a national audience, and I assume that you are. I assume that not all of your clients come from your town.
Oh yeah, I know. I shouldn't say this on air. So I go outside of my area because, you know, there's more people that can actually afford my services out there.
Yeah, of course.
But to be honest with you, I love where I live, and it's great. And I wanted to live here, and I'll be honest with you, the main reason why I'm able to live in my community and not have to go to a huge metropolis is because I can actually be anywhere in the world and do my work.
Yeah.
And I choose to be here because I love being by my family. I love being close by Zion National Park and being right here where I grew up. But also I can use video, and this is the important thing, is I use video to get clients around the world to call me personally.
Yeah.
And that I can't even tell you, that happens all the time. And so, you know, it goes through interaction, and I get that exposure, and they're calling me back, and I definitely have some great clients, and it's all because of, you know, the videos that I actually put out there.
Yeah, and you know, it's cool to see that because again, you're like this well-rounded video marketing guy. You're monetizing videos through a funnel. You're monetizing videos through the ads. You're monetizing videos in a number of different ways. You even mentioned a sponsorship video.
Yeah.
How did that work out?
Well, no, the thing about it is there's multiple ways to make money through video. There's a ton. You can do, you know, monetize your video and put ads on it. That's not the best way to do it. I think, what did you say, you made $3 in a month?
Yeah, over like 5 years. Yeah.
In 5 years? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, there's my point.
Yeah.
So what you want to use it is use video as the vehicle to make you the money, okay? And that's the difference between the type of video marketing that I offer and I train and that other video marketers do. Is this is the vehicle that will help you convert individuals, because honestly, I don't have time to read a lot of text on sales copy, you know, but you can engage with me via video, and you can connect with me, and we can talk, we can resonate, you can see things visually that you can never explain in words, and you can't do it in the right ways, because what they see, they perceive differently than what I see all the time, and it's fact-based, it's scientific-based, that they literally see it differently, and it causes different emotions in them than it does in myself. Yeah. And you're able to do that and lead them through a process until they actually become your client, whether pick up the phone call, purchase a movie or a video or an MP3, or, you know, get an ebook, whatever it may be. Yeah. You know, you're taking them through the process of with video is the vehicle to make you money. So with sponsorship, there's like product placement that you can do. Wow. There are, you know, like, just to give you an example, I had a client that had a tourism bureau paid them a lot of money. I'm not going to go into the specifics of that, but a lot of money to shoot a video in a national park just so that they could use that to promote the park, which it did a fantastic job of doing that as well. You know, and I'll be honest with you, you know, sometimes you look outside of that, and that's not necessarily always my job, but there's opportunity and monies that's available for people to actually take their followers or their views and get some sponsorship money from there as well.
Yeah, and you definitely have to go outside of the ebook, and by that I mean, you know, a lot of us have been trained from the webinars, right? We were marketing guys. You know, I sold radio, and I wanted to get out and do bigger things, so I started downloading ebooks and webinars and stuff. But it gets you very one track. There has to be a point at which you say, okay, now what can I do to make this my own? And hearing from guys like you and hearing these things that I'm willing to bet a strong percentage of our audience never thought about what you just mentioned. And so taking that and taking to that one step further, that's what marketing is. That's what being a professional is. And I love that about you. And you know, I've got so many more questions I want to ask, but we're running out of time. So I want to go straight to your training. Tell me about this training, because you mentioned it before, and I like wrote it down because I want to hear about it and how we can access it.
So my free training is here. So you can go to DerralEves.com. You know, just right down here, /VS. That's for virtual snowball. This is only exclusive training for people that are here. I'm not opening it up to anywhere else. So the link's not going to be anywhere else. It's just basically for you. Now, what you're going to do is you're going to go into an opt-in page. I am going to collect your name and your email address. What that's going to do is going to set you up for a GoToWebinar. I'm not going to do a Hangout because I want to privatize it and really localize it, because I don't want a lot of this information going out to the general public.
Yeah.
Because I'm giving a lot of strategies and techniques that only you guys get. And so, yes, it's free training, and Owen made this, and some other marketers say, dude, you should just charge, you know, so much for your training. I have a grand plan. I have a great marketing plan of what I'm going to do and what I am doing, and I'm sticking with that plan. And right now I do a lot of free training, and I enjoy it. So, you know, go to my website, DerralEves.com /VS, and you can get that free training.
Are you going to go into some of that virtual snowball stuff?
It's the virtual snowball 2.0. Now, mind you, I'm doing 3.0 right now, so I don't mind sharing 2.0. So.
That's incredible. I'm super excited. I'm going to be the first guy to opt in because, you know, I'm not broadcasting this live, so I get to do, you know, this is going to go into the queue, and then I'll be there a week before anybody else gets to see it. But I'm super excited to go through the training. You've offered a ton of value, and I do have a couple more minutes with you.
Well, can I just take one quick second?
Yeah, please take. Yeah.
Honestly, if you could do this annotation for me, that'd be great when that goes live.
Yeah,
but,
sure.
Subscribe to my YouTube channel. I have videos coming out every week. Today, I'm just getting ready to launch one, and you know, sometimes I have 2 or 3 videos come out a week. Sometimes I only have 1, but consistently, you know, it's more like 2 videos a week, and it's all free, guys. It's all how-to training on how to become a better video marketer and have a better understanding of what YouTube, Google+, Facebook, Twitter, all that combined, how to really grow your exposure and to really launch and catapult what you're trying to promote. And just go ahead and click the subscribe button here. I'm also on Facebook, of course. You can go to facebook.com /Derral E, and that will take you to my my public page. So.
Yeah, and you've got a ton of content. You're very active in the groups, and you know, you're just so authentic. I mean, even the first time I logged into your website, it was you and a picture of your family. And like you, I'm a big family guy. We have 3 kids. We're expecting our 4th, and I'm all about that. So you know, you meet a lot of these guys. They want to kind of keep it separate, and this is my business me, and this is my personal me, and that's okay. To each his own. But I just feel like you're such an authentic guy. You know, you come at us like you've come at this interview just like you're just like a dude, right? You're just
okay. So I got to tell you the story. So it's pretty funny. You're right. I don't like to separate Derral, you know, being in the family from the Derral that's doing business or consulting.
Yeah.
And you know, when I go speak at events, all these guys are like in 3-piece suits, and they're all standing up and hoorah! And I come out walking in a t-shirt. I'm like,
yeah, no fancy watches.
Oh yeah. And they're like, are you gonna dress up? I go, dude, you get what you get. But honestly, watch a couple of my videos. I have like this really distorted, you know, sense of humor. And it's really weird, I guess, at times. I literally have, it's so funny. This analytics is so funny. We can see what people do. I have a huge crowd of people that will actually watch the end of my video. It's called the outro or end card. And they'll actually watch that first and then go back and watch the whole video because it's just like okay, what is he going to do next? What is he going to do next? You know?
Yeah, no, absolutely. I was watching your video, and this was why I brought my laptop into the garage, because I'm listening to it on my speakers, and I'm in my garage cleaning because we're moving, so I'm trying to get my garage cleaned out, and then all of a sudden I hear this, hoo-ah, 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 and I'm like, what? What is going on in there? And then I come in, you're dressed like a ninja, and you're throwing paper ninja stars out. And it was,
you gotta love it, because just to preface it, watch that video. It's how to get more views on YouTube. But I showed how someone actually made a paper ninja star and showed it, and they had like 7 million views. I can't remember what it was.
Yeah.
And I went through how you kind of researched and did the analytics, how to find your target audience and so on. And at the end of the video, I had to become the ninja, and I made my star, you know, and yeah, no, it's fun.
I love it. I love that you have fun and you're able to kind of drop that, you know, kind of, because I'm sure you're charging high dollar amounts, and that's kind of a level we all want to get at, but you also remain true to your own personality. It makes your job fun, right? I posted on Facebook the other day, what's your dream job? And my uncle posted anything that you enjoy, and you seem to really enjoy what you do.
Oh, you know, I really do. I mean, it's basically the best job that anyone can have from my perspective. And, you know, for me, it brings in the money that I need to support my family, and I'm able to go and speak around the world and meet people. And there's a lot of great people. I'm a people person. I love getting to know people's story, their family, you know, what makes them tick. I just love it. I mean, that's what I love to do, and I get to meet all these fascinating people around the world, and I get, you know, paid to teach and to train and to consult, and it's just fun. I have so much fun doing this. I can't even tell you. But ultimately, and I think that's why I do a lot for free, is because there's so many people out there that can't afford a good consultant. Yeah. And I am willing to give it for free, you know, as much as I possibly can without compromising my future too. But yeah, I want to give them the leg up. And so, you know, if you do get a chance, the best way to do it is to subscribe to my channel. I give out free information all the time. And if you really, really want to get a lot of information, is go get this free training, because you'll be put on my list. I don't spam a lot. You'll find out that, you know, when I have a promotion, you might get 3 or 4 emails in a week. If I don't have a promotion, you're lucky to get 1 email in a week, because honestly, I hate spam. I hate, you know, doing that to other people. If I have an email going out, there's a specific reason why I need to send out that email. And I know I'm like the worst marketer in the world. I say, you're going to get like 6 emails from me in the next 6 days. I do apologize for that. And I'm sympathetic, but honestly, I don't have a lot of people opt out of my list because I don't abuse it. Yeah. And I'm not one to promote every product, every shiny object, because I don't believe in those things. I think really, if you want to succeed, it takes, and write this down, guys. If you want to succeed, it takes to become optimistic. You have to have a bright future. You need to know that you can have a bright future. You have to be optimistic you can do it. You need to know what your finish line is, so you need to know where you're headed. If you don't know where your finish line is, you're going to kind of run around in circles. And if you're optimistic and you know where your finish line's at, then you need to figure out, okay, what's the biggest way that I can make the biggest impact to do what I have passion and love in that will take me to that finish line. And that right there is why I do what I do, and that's why I give out a lot of free content. I have a lot of really good training. I don't even know how many hundreds of hours that I have. It's probably thousands of hours of training that's available for free, just to help people out in their situation. So the best way to do that is subscribe to my channel and to go here, and I'll send you an email. It won't be an autoresponder, but I'll send you an email just introducing myself a little bit more and going from there. So. And
it's high quality training. It's premium training. So go to DerralEves.com/VS to get the training. Derral, thank you so much for joining us today and for providing us with all this great content. This was seriously a master class. It was an advanced training session. So I appreciate you taking time out of your busy schedule to come meet with us today. And I hope you'll join us again next year for next year's summit.
Definitely. And if I could just conclude on one last thing. You know what? Just take a little bit more time to do recon, guys. As you do that, you're going to find that your content's going to be a lot better. It's not going to be as quick as you've done it before, but your content's going to be better, and your call to actions are going to be better. And guess what? That's where you're going to get those conversions. And those conversions lead to more money, either for yourself or for your client, and ultimately both. And as you do that, you'll figure out your own formula of what you need to do, and all you got to do is kind of evaluate and adjust, and you will be successful.
Yeah, I think that's great. I appreciate you taking the time. I really enjoyed this conversation. Thank you so much. And thank you guys for tuning in. You've made it so far down the path to the Business Video Marketing Summit. 21 experts at an hour each is not a small investment. So I want to thank you guys for engaging in the groups and for staying tuned and for staying engaged. I really appreciate you. And I look forward to joining you for the next installment of the Business Video Marketing Summit, where we'll continue the conversation on video marketing and how to grow your clients and your own personal income using video. Thanks for joining us, guys. We'll talk to you soon.